Hey guys, and welcome back to the Limp Noodle channel. Today I'm going to be going over what I'm going to do to make mounting brackets for this engine. Now I want to be able to lift this engine in and out of the car with the transmission, the supercharger, everything on top of it. That makes it kind of difficult because if I run a chain to the head, it'll probably rub against the supercharger and all my nice polished pieces, and we don't want that. I definitely don't want that. So I decided I'm gonna make a bracket with the CNC, and I'm just gonna walk you guys through it just cause it's fun. But I'm gonna use 3 bolt holes on the heads. I know that these heads are symmetrical, and I know that the face of this one should be the same as the back of that one, and the face of this one should be the same as the back of that one. So I should have to make 2 brackets. And basically what we're shooting for is kind of a triangular bracket with a hole in it that I can mount to the head, throw a strap to, and then have all 4 corners supported. You know, this combination, I mean, the motor is probably 600 pounds dry, and who knows how much transmission weighs, you know, 100, 150 pounds. So, I mean, we're looking at 750 to 800 pounds that we need to lift with this thing, and I want to make sure that it's strong and it works out. So I think I'm going to use 3 bolt holes here, here, and here for my mounting plate. And so what the first thing I'm going to do is I got to figure out, and I got to design what this template's going to be. I was going to draw something out, but I changed my mind. So I got a piece of paper, I got my caliper, and I'm going to measure some things out and just figure out, first of all, how far apart each one of these holes are. And I'm going to give them each a number. You know, this is going to be my hole 1, hole 2, and hole 3. That one's got some gunk in her. Ooh, gross. We'll have to clean that bugger out. But they're gonna be 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to measure between 1 and 2, and then between 2 and 3, and 1 and 3, and that's gonna give me how big my bracket's gonna be, and I'll show you guys how I kind of work that out. But first of all, let's move you guys over here and get to it. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my caliper, and I'm gonna find the center between hole to hole 1 and 2. Okay, and I'm just eyeballing this because my holes that I make in my plate are gonna be bigger than these holes. So I don't need it to be absolutely perfect, but I'm just getting an idea of what's going on here. I'm just gonna find eyeball center to center. That's about right. And that's 67.89. So I'm gonna write on my page 1, 2, and 3. Between 1 and 2 is 67.89. Now I need to do 2 to 3. I'm gonna try to stay out of your guys' way here. And for that I got 87.69. And then I'm going to do 1 to 3. And that is a 112.91. Okay, so we have our measurements from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 1 to 3. And basically what that's gonna do, I think the first thing I'm gonna do, actually, before I get too crazy here, sorry there guy, I'm gonna measure how big those holes are. I wanna get the diameter of those holes, and whatever it is, I'm just gonna add some to. I'm gonna make sure the holes on my bracket are, you know, a little bit bigger. That way there's some wiggle room there and I don't have to worry about things being super tight. So I am gonna go ahead and measure those. Let me get in here. Outside a circle to outside a circle is 10.72, and this is all in millimeters. I don't know why I did it that way. Just what my caliper was set to. So now if I take my measurement from hole 1 to 2 and take half of my hole diameter and add that on. You know, that's from edge of hole to edge of hole, which is nice. But when I go in my CAD software, I can just put these holes right on their points. You know, I can just figure, hey, I'm gonna start mine right here on 0. This is hole 1. And then measure from the center of that, the center of that up to hole 2, make a hole there. Okay, and then I can do it from 1 to 3, 2 to 3 to confirm all that stuff. And that's where I'll put my holes. Then I'll have all 3 mounting points there, and from there I can just make the bracket a little bigger. All right, boys. So I skipped through some stuff here because I'm not very proficient with this software. It did take me a minute to remember. It's been a while since I've used it, so I had to remember how to use some of the controls and stuff. But here we are. I think we got it pretty much licked. We got a 4-inch diameter hole for our strap to go through, and then our bolt holes would be here, here, and here. And I have ovaled those out, and I'm hoping they're at the right angle. Yeah, all of them are, so that we can actually slide back and forth if we need to. If not, I guess it's not that big a deal. These holes are also all a little bit bigger than what the bolt holes are. They're just slightly over a 1/2 inch wide, so that should work out. And yeah, hopefully our measurements are all on and everything's good. What I'm going to try to do, I've got some spare excuse me, I've got some spare steel plate laying around the shop, but we're going to go ahead and put a Sharpie into this CNC and see if it'll work out. You know, this design is totally finished, so I came in and I put it into my sheet cam. If it all works, then we'll set up some steel and get this thing working, figure out how fast we want it to cut and how many amps we want to use and everything else. It's a lot of trial and error if you've never dealt with the thickness of material or whatever like I have. So, you know, it's going to take a little bit of figuring out, but yeah, we'll catch up when we're about ready to test this thing. Okay, guys, so I did some work with the CNC here, and this is what we got on an old pizza cardboard deal. Kind of went off the edge a little bit, but all I really needed was these 3 holes and an idea where that is. I had trouble getting the marker to stay down. I just kind of zip tied and taped him to the torch. So there was some movement. See that? There was some movement when I was doing this. At one point it pushed too hard on the cardboard and it shifted it over slightly. But I think for the most part our holes are where they're going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out and I'm going to hold it up there to see how much room we have with those bolts. Okay, test trial number 2. And yeah, dude, looks like that's gonna work beautifully. I'll be gosh darned. I mean, we even have a decent amount of travel there. God dang it. I'll tell you what. That's a zesty formula. All right, I guess we'll use that. So the only thing now, guys, is to take the file that we made for this, now that I know it's good, and throw it into the CNC and actually cut out these brackets. Now I gotta make the other one, so I'm gonna do that. But you guys, I tried to show you what I could on this. Yeah, so this little hoop here is our hole. It's like a 4-inch diameter hole. And it'll come down to, I don't know, right about there. So then we can take and we can bend this bracket a little bit right there so it just pops out a smidgen, but we might not even have to do that. We might be able to just let it sit. But if it backs out just like that, it kind of protects everything, you know, put a slight bend on it. They're rather large brackets, you know, but I think all in all this should work out. And let me see if it actually fits on the back the way it's supposed to. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, kind of hard for you guys to see, but she fits, boys. She fits. And you know what it is. If it fits, it ships.
Getting pretty close. Oh, a little close to that bolt hole.